Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Cunningham of Oxygen Coaching, Reputation Repair, and I'm here today on Generate Buzz, the Coach's COVID Couch, just sharing some tips and things to keep you sane during the pandemic. I have a few questions that I've been asked to answer, and I'll just go ahead and get right into those. So the first thing is, how have I been keeping sane? So anything outside is good for me, and I love spending time with my dog and my family, and when I can combine all of that, that's a good day for me. So, and what do I think others should be doing? I really think that depends on what you like to do and what you find relaxing. For some people, that's binge watching TV. Other people, that's getting outside, exercising, yoga, meditation. I've also found these adult coloring books to be very helpful and almost meditative. When you're trying to focus and stay in the lines, you really get into a meditative state. So if you're seeking that type of relaxation, that's a really good tool. So some of the other questions here are, what is my favorite inspirational quote? Well, that has to be from a man named Brian Stevenson, who is part of the documentary film called Just Mercy. And in the line of work that I do with Reputation Repair, the quote is, "We are not the worst thing we've ever done, nor the worst thing that has ever happened to us." And I think that's really important to remember, that situations that happen, or maybe we've gotten ourselves into hot water, we can't let those define us. We can get through them, we can work through them, and sometimes the help of a coach is helpful, or a therapist is helpful in those situations. So don't let that stop you. And one of the other questions here was, what is the first thing that I'm going to do once this is over? I really look forward to going to a restaurant and being in a relaxed setting, not having to worry about kind of everything around me, having a nice glass of wine and having my favorite dinner. So that's really what I'm looking forward to most. And what would my advice for job seekers be? Such a good question. I think there is a misconception right now that there's no jobs available, and that is really not the case. There may be less jobs in the area that you're searching in, so perhaps this is a good time to think about transitioning or what your next move is going to be. Or maybe if you've been considering, opening your own business, maybe you should take this time to start talking to people, research a little bit. I think those are all good tips. And you may have a little bit less competition right now, because particularly with families, if they're focused on, their children's schoolwork and kind of managing all of that, that means maybe less people are applying for jobs, which could be a benefit to you if you are a job seeker. And what are my sources of information? So this is so important right now, especially right before the election. We're hearing a lot of news about misinformation. So I like to think that I am the type of person that researches things thoroughly. However, that can be really time intensive. So what I do is I pick a few good sources, trusted sources, and I stick with those. I really like being on LinkedIn, not only for the quality of the information and the articles that are shared there, but getting different perspectives and really hearing from people who have maybe a different experience than I do. Just really hearing everyone's voice, I think, is equally important, particularly now. We really want to pay attention to that. So what have I learned about myself during all this? Maybe a little bit of, taking my family for granted. So that's something that I've been reflecting on. And, I don't know, maybe that's something that you are reflecting on as well. I think when we get caught up in that, it's really easy to kind of ignore the people and the folks that are right there in front of you. And what have I missed most? I think just as along the same lines, I've missed, my social interactions with people. So I plan to do a lot of that after this is over. And what have I gained? Well, I think aside from a few pounds, I've gained, an appreciation of my life. I know I'm so fortunate to still be employed and have resources, and I know a lot of folks aren't. So just that sense of gratitude is really important to me right now. Last couple questions here are, what have I been doing more or less of? Well, I've been doing more eating and more exercise to counter the eating, and I've been doing a lot less driving, and I think this is probably the second time in about 3 or 4 months that I've actually put makeup on, and I've realized how much time that does take. Although I like to look nice and I like to look my best, to get back in that routine is going to be tough, because it's been nice just kind of going au natural. So anyway, I hope those tips have been helpful to you, and I look forward to you on maybe another webinar, and I hope you and your family are doing well, staying healthy, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.